Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to English with Malik. Today we are going to study a very serious topic. It's about participles. Actually, participles are two that we have. One is of ing form, and the other is of ed form, like reading, writing, speaking. Ing form, when it comes into a verb, that becomes a participle. The past participle we call, that is like watched, studied, okay, taken. Third form of the verb that when we have, that we say that is a past participle. So we are going to study them one by one. Present participle, the most common form of present participle that we have is in present continuous. When you say that I am eating, okay, that is the most common form of present participle. But there are other ways as well in which we use present participle that we'll study today. The very first is in sentences like these, like seeing the lion, the boy began to weep. Seeing the snake, I was terrified. Seeing the police, the thief ran away. Seeing the food, my mouth began to water. In sentences like these, we are using this participle, okay, in each one of them. This is the participle. And why we are using it? We are using the participle because there is no gap between two actions. So whenever there is no gap between two actions, you can use participle like this. Okay, seeing the lion, the boy began to weep. There is no much gap between these two actions. Seeing the snake, I was terrified. Okay, there was a snake, I was terrified. Very instantly, very quickly, no gap or little gap. Seeing the police, there was a thief, he saw the police, started running, okay, or ran away from there. Or the food, I was already hungry. So when I saw the food, my mouth began to water. So we use present participle in a sentence, in a situation where there are two actions and there is no gap or little gap between these two actions. We will use present participle like this: seeing the lion, seeing the snake, seeing the place, seeing the food, the boy began to weep, or I was terrified, or the thief ran away, or my mouth began to water. Okay, second way of using present participle is in sentences like these, which are actually called gerund. Okay, so we say smoking is a bad habit, walking fast is a good exercise, reading helps in study, thanks for calling, I like swimming, I enjoy watching movies. In all of these sentences, smoking, walking, reading, calling, swimming, and watching, this is present participle, but it is not used as a verb like in a sentence, I am swimming. Okay, when you say I am swimming, that is present continuous or present progressive, and swimming is used as a verb. Over here, it's not a verb, it is actually a noun. So smoking is a noun, and in sentence like this, it is used as a subject. Smoking is a bad habit. The verb is. Walking fast is a good exercise. So walking is a gerund and it is a subject in the sentence. The verb is. Reading helps. Reading is gerund and used as a subject here. Helps is the verb. Thanks for calling. Calling is used here as an object, or it is a gerund. I like swimming used here as a noun and as an object. I enjoy watching movies. Watching is used here as object and as a noun. So present participle is used as a gerund, which is a noun, in sentences like this. It can be subject or it can be an object. Okay. The third use of present participle is in sentences like these. Like, this is an interesting story. The match was exciting. It was a horrifying accident. The noise was irritating. The lesson was boring. In all of these sentences, we are using ing form, that is present participle, and the usage here is as an adjective. All of these ing or present participle forms are used as an adjective because they are describing a noun or modifying a noun. When you say it is an interesting story, so the story is modified, defined, described. The match was exciting. So the match exciting. It was a horrifying accident. The accident was horrifying. The noise was irritating. So the noise irritating. The lesson was boring is the lesson. So whenever we describe a noun, we can also use present participle in sentences like these. So far, we have three usages of present participle. The first we saw a sentence like seeing the lion, the boy began to cry. Why? When there is no gap between two actions, we can use. The second was gerund, which is subject or object. And the third is this as an adjective in a sentences where it is describing or modifying a noun. Okay, now let's see the past participle. Past participle is used in sentences like these, like having taken food, he went out. Having passed the test, he joined the college. Having written the essay, he submitted it. Having learned the formula, he closed the book. Having bought the iPhone, he felt happy. In sentences like this, we are using this having, third form of verb, a noun, and a comma, and then the next part of the sentence. This is actually a phrase, that is a clause, technically speaking. And there is a gap between these two actions. You complete first one action and then you do the next action. So when you want to talk about the action that has been completed and there's a gap between it, you use sentence like this where you using past participle. By past participle you mean third form of verb, like having taken, having passed, having written, having learned, having bought. All the sentences that have a structure like this will be the usage of past participle. Okay, another usage of past participle is in sentences like these. For example, give me iron clothes. I like boiled potatoes. He lives in a burnt and deserted house. It was an abandoned building. We were excited. So words like iron, boiled, burnt, deserted, abandoned, excited, all of these are past participles. But interestingly, these are not used as verb here. Okay, remember that when we are using it in sentences like this, we are not using it as a verb. The verb will be like, for example, you say, I ironed clothes. Now, in this sentence, ironed is used as a participle, past participle, and as a verb. But over here, it's not used as a verb. The verb is give. This is actually used as an adjective, okay? That is an adjective. So you say, give me iron clothes. What kind of clothes? Iron clothes. I like boiled potatoes are noun. So when it is modifying noun, we say it's an adjective, boiled potatoes. Lives in a burnt and deserted house. The house is burnt and deserted, therefore it is an adjective. It was an abandoned building. The building is noun and it is describing the building, so it is an adjective. We were excited. We excited. Our feelings are described. Therefore, in sentences like these, all of the past participles are used as an adjective. Okay, so in today's lesson, we have seen that participles are used as ing form, which is present participle, and third form of verb, ed form or third form of verb as past participles. And they are not used as verbs. Okay, I have described all of these usages which are not verbs. Okay, which are either actions that have no gaps. So we use present participle, we use gerund as present participle, we use adjective as present participle, and in the past participle form we use when two actions are there with a gap, or adjectives as we have seen here. Please study them as well in a bit detail too. Revise them, practice them, go through them again and again so that you can really understand them, because like I told you in the beginning, it's a bit technical kind of a topic. So you might have to go through the lesson twice or thrice. Do that. Okay, that's an important aspect of English language. If still there is any problem, write to me in the comment. I'll get back to you with another wonderful lesson. Until then, bye.
Peace.